Folks, we are back with Peggy Hegart-Steck. She is with Action Inc., and we want to get the latest on Harbor Village. How you doing, Peggy?
Great. How are you too? Happy New Year.
Same to you. Okay, so right off the top, where are we construction-wise, and then the application process?
Construction-wise, we're still progressing. The building's slated to be ready in June 2021, which isn't too far off. It's been going really well, despite challenges during the pandemic. We've been able to stay pretty on track with construction, and thanks to Groom Construction and North Shore Community Development Coalition, the project's been just chugging along, and we're making a lot of progress, and they're doing work inside now. I know folks can see it on Main Street, some of the exterior work, but things are moving along.
So Peggy, we understand the building is even better than, is really being a leader in energy efficiency. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. So this building, Harbor Village on Main Street, will meet Passive House Standard, which is a standard that exceeds, if folks are familiar with green building standards, it exceeds the highest level of LEED certification. So this building is being constructed with that in mind. Certain materials are being used, certain choices have been made so that it can meet this Passive House Standard. So it will be extremely energy efficient, and it will create a very temperate environment for the folks that live there. So it's like, we all live in older homes here throughout Cape Ann, and we know what kind of swings can happen in the winter and in the summer. This building will be able to maintain a consistent, temperate kind of environment so that it will be comfortable as well as energy efficient for the folks that live there, and you won't experience those, big swings in temperature that cause discomfort and sometimes health issues for people.
And so, Peggy, the application process is ongoing now, and this is part of a lottery system?
Yes. So this is new for us because we've not done this before. So North Shore CDC, the property management company that will be managing this building is Peabody Properties, and Peabody Properties will also run the lottery. So right now applications are available, and folks can find those through links at the Action Inc. website, www.actioninc, all one word, .org. There, if you look for Harbor Village, you'll see links. Harbor Village has its own website through Peabody Properties. So if you go to www.harborvillagegloucester, all one string, .com, it will take you directly to the website through Peabody Properties that gives you the information about how to apply, the link to the application, the income limits. So these units are for folks that make 60% of the area median income or less. So there's a chart there so you can look at, okay, well, I'm a family of 2 and my income is 50,000. So I would be eligible to live there. So for example, a household of 2 people, the maximum income is 61,440. So if you make that or less and you're a 2-person household, you'd be eligible to live in that building. So it gives you all the details to help you figure out if you'd be eligible. And the application is there. All of the applications go to Peabody Properties. They don't go to Action. They don't go to North Shore CDC. They have to get sent to Peabody Properties. Their address is there, and everything has to be postmarked by February 8th in order to be considered. So all the applications will come in to Peabody Properties, and then on February 22nd, there'll be a virtual lottery held through Zoom, I believe. And with the lottery, Peabody will pull, using a randomized system, will pull the folks that will be then screened for the unit. So the application is sort of your pre-screening to see, okay, am I eligible? But then folks still have to provide documentation to actually show income and a number of other things, just like you would for any other landlord. And then it will proceed from there. But so applications are due postmarked by the 8th to Peabody Properties, and then the lottery is on the 22nd, and then occupation of the building will be in June. So there'll be a few months between when the lottery happens and they do the follow-up to actual move-in by tenants. But it's exciting. It's, you know, we're already mid-January, so we're well on our way to getting there. And if folks have questions, there's a lot of detailed information on that harborvillagegloucester.com website.
And what about the commercial property or the commercial units on site?
Yeah, I mean, that's a sort of phase two a little bit, like we need to get the residential piece finished first. We've been building out the commercial spaces and fitting things out for people to add their signage and a number of different things, but we have to get the residential piece completed first. The residential piece is what the sort of state funding goes toward. The commercial piece is separate. And also, I think too, given right now, you know, that what's going on, it makes a lot more sense to try to get people housed first. That's most important. But there will be commercial spaces there. There's also a community programming space, which we're working on. But those are some of the things that have gotten slightly upended by everything else going on. So we want to get people into the units and then figure out what makes sense. Also, kind of after everything we've experienced since March, assessing what makes the most sense for those spaces, I think is slightly different than maybe what we thought before. So, but they will be commercial, market rate commercial spaces for Main Street.
So Peggy, could you just give us a breakdown of the number of units and how many bedrooms in the building?
Sure. There are 10 one-bedroom units, 17 two-bedroom units, and 3 three-bedroom units. So there's only a couple, you know, 3 bedrooms. It's mostly 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom. And again, that was decided based on need, you know, what folks are mostly looking for, and what we were seeing, especially at the time we were building, but in terms of waiting lists for other properties and folks coming into our agency. So
Peggy, you wanted to tell us about local preference and veterans preference.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that people knew that under the lottery, there are some preferences and there is a local preference on a percentage of units. And we're really trying to encourage as many local residents to apply for the building. Part of why we initiated this project to begin with was because of the local demand for affordable housing and all the folks we see every day at Action. So I wanted to make sure people knew that. And also that there are 5 units that have a veterans preference. Again, so if there are veterans, and we've obviously reached out to Adam at Veteran Services for the city, but just so folks know, there are 5 units that also have a veterans preference.